Welcome to another Artymous episode, everybody. This week I'm going to make a puppet for you. It's going to be split into two different parts. This week I'm going to make the head and the torso, and next week's episode is going to be the arms and legs and all the finishing off that needs to be done. The puppet I'm going to make is an astronaut. He has a moon for a head and he has an orange and silver suit, and he is a commission for a company called Moon Air Incorporated. They deal with heating systems and air conditioning, and they are based in Maryland, Delaware and Pennsylvania. So if you're in any of those areas, please give them a look. This is their little mascot that they use, so they've asked me to make something so that they can use it in their advertising. So as I said, this week we're just going to make the head and the torso, so enjoy. So the basic principle for the head of this kind of puppet is a little bit like a baseball cap. You have 6 sections, 6 triangular sections that fit together into the circle. So I've made myself a template that's the shape of one of those sections, and I've got some upholstery foam. So this is the stuff you get in cushions for dining chairs, that sort of thing. Okay, so I've got 6 of those that I'm going to cut out, and then they will be stuck together. Okay, so now I have my 6 pieces, which I will then use a glue gun that I have heating up ready waiting to stick them together so that they then form the curve of the head. Okay, so I have 3 sets together now. It helps to use clips once you've glued, because otherwise you have to stand there holding it together for hours and hours. So I've clipped them all together, and when they're dry I shall work with these 3 and put them together again. Ow, just burnt myself. Ow, 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 ow. Hot gun glue is always hot. I know I say this every single time I use it on the film. Ow, done it again. Swear words, lots of them. Ow. Oh, I've well and truly burnt myself there. So this is the top of my head, and this circle that I've made, this half circle, is going to sit underneath because it's going to be the top of the mouth. So as I work my puppet, the bottom of his mouth will be under here. This is the top. But when you're working with a puppet, you will find that the best thing to do is have something to slip your hand into, otherwise your hand will just flap about and you won't work the puppet properly. So I'm going to cut myself another little piece of foam, put it on this top piece and then put it in. Put these 2 bits together because this is going to form the bottom of his jaw. So I now need another piece of card to do exactly the same thing for the bottom half. Now I'm going to mount this piece on top. Okay, like that. So when it's all unclipped, it'll fit together, make a jewel. There we are. The Moon Man is coming together. My next job is to figure out a template for the fur that's going to go over the top of him. So I have a dummy piece of fabric that I'm going to pin into the right places so that I can then mark out what it should look like, and then I have a template for the fabric that I'm actually going to use. So you'll notice I'm only working on one half. I will make two pieces to put together to be the head. Now, if I were my sister, I would be measuring and working out some sort of fantastical mathematical perfection. But you may have already realised I'm not that kind of person. Throw things together by eye, generally. That's just the way I do things. Sure, my sister despairs. I'll take my Sharpie again and now draw out across here where my folds are. I now have a weird random shape. There we are. A weird random shape. That is now my template to make the proper head fabric. And again, I will need two of those. Okay, so you can see now how that is going to work. That's half his head anyway. Okay, so now my template and my blue fabric is pinned onto the white fabric that I'm going to use for this puppet, for his fluffy little head. So I'm just going to turn this right side out to show you for a moment. Right, so now we have the top of a head and a mouthpiece. That doesn't work yet because my next job is to make a big circle. Use the template that I had for the inside of the mouth, doubled it up, so I now have a big black circle, because being the Moon Man, I want him to have a little black mouth rather than a red one. It makes more sense. So now I need to sew that into the central mouthpiece, and I've also made something which I'm going to just glue on, a little tongue and uvula that's going to go in the middle of his mouth, like that. So he's got a little tongue when he's finished. Okay, he has a mouse. Let's turn him the right side out just to make sure. There he is, he's all good. He's all good. There we go. Cool, so now I have my head, my basic shape. I have glued the top and the bottom of the mouthpiece. I have also glued a little uvula and a little tongue in there. There we go. He's got a neck around my hands, so when it comes to making the body, I've got a lot of leeway now as to what I do with that and how long it is. So my next step with the little moon man is that he has a little hat. Right. So you may remember a few weeks ago I did a textiles video, basics of art textiles, where I made a Suffolk puff. And to do that, I had a round piece of fabric and I sewed all around it and then pulled it tight so that it fits around the circle. Now I'm going to do the same thing here and pull it quite tight because I don't want edges on this piece of foam to be visible. I want it to be a little donut kind of shape. So I'm going to do the same thing here with these two and then glue them together. I now have two Suffolk puffs essentially that I'm now going to use as his hat. So I need to glue those, well, sew those together like so. And they're going to fit on top of his little head as his little hat. There we go. He has a hat. My next job is to work on the body. So I have a template here that is the chest piece. I've cut two pieces of foam out from that template, which I'm now going to put together. But they need to be put together in such a way that they will curve to make the body. So I'm going to glue the edges together so that I can then fit my hand inside this piece. Now I have my body piece, which obviously I have a hole in the bottom of, and now I need to cut a hole into the top because my hand is going to come through the top and into the head. So now I have my hole for my hand, and the head will go that. So the next step is to now cover this with my orange fabric because he's got a little orange body. The neck comes in there. My hand goes through. The moon man has body. Cool. So thank you for watching today. Have you ever made a puppet? Because if so, I want to know about it. So put something in the comment section below. Let me know what you made and why you made it. If you want any more help from me, you can join our weekly newsletter. You can join us on Artymous76 Instagram. You can join the Artymous Art Tutorials group. We're a lovely little community of people who like to help each other with their artwork. So come and find us. See you next week. You can look at me on Instagram at Artymous76. I might do that bit again.